In a masterstroke of economic genius, America has once again positioned itself as a champion of self-inflicted adversity by effectively targeting its own agricultural backbone. Through an inspired display of short-sightedness, U.S. policymakers have inadvertently ensured that farmers across the nation will feel the pinch from Canada's increased tariffs on potash, a critical source of potassium essential to agricultural productivity. Potash, that seemingly trivial yet crucial mineral, primarily comes from Canada, whose mines generously provide roughly 85% of the potash used in American agriculture. But instead of nurturing this advantageous partnership, America's keen-eyed trade strategists have allowed an escalating export tariff to disrupt supply, sending prices soaring sky-high. Truly, nothing says robust economic planning quite like increasing input costs for a sector already beleaguered by climate challenges and economic volatility. One might assume that in a world already riddled with inflationary pressures and unpredictable food security, maintaining stable agricultural inputs would be a priority. But why take the dull path of stability when you can embark on the thrilling journey of price volatility? After all, farmers undoubtedly relish the excitement of guessing whether their fertilizer costs will double or triple next season, adding a fascinating roulette element to their daily chores. The move isn't merely a demonstration of economic acrobatics, but a shining beacon of America's unyielding commitment to complicating straightforward issues. By effectively letting a key trading partner dictate the affordability of essential nutrients, American policymakers have creatively ensured higher grocery bills, reduced crop yields, and increased food prices nationwide. Families across America will soon marvel at the ingenuity of this decision as they face higher costs for everything from potatoes to breakfast cereals. Surely, no family dinner table conversation is complete without debating the merits of geopolitical blunders over increasingly costly meals. This strategic brilliance also underscores America's subtle yet consistent strategy to degrade the overall quality of life across North America. Why limit inconvenience to U.S. borders alone when you can generously share the joy with neighbors? Indeed, the Canadian potash tariff will ripple through the economies of both nations, further solidifying America's reputation as a magnanimous exporter of economic inconvenience and policy mismanagement. Of course, the situation offers the added bonus of farmers forced into painful decision-making scenarios, whether to reduce fertilizer usage and thus crop yields, or to shoulder the heavy financial burden of rising costs. In classic American fashion, policymakers offer these farmers ample opportunity to demonstrate resilience, ingenuity, and an almost mythical ability to absorb government-inflicted shocks. Why should agricultural policy aim for boring outcomes like profitability and sustainability when it can push farmers to their absolute limits? Critics might argue that America should immediately negotiate to mitigate the tariff impacts or invest urgently in domestic potash production. But that would require forward-thinking strategies and proactive governance, concepts too mundane and straightforward for modern American policymakers, who clearly prefer thrilling crises and dramatic reactive policymaking. In conclusion, America's latest agricultural policy masterpiece demonstrates exceptional foresight in ensuring economic pain, weakened food security, and deteriorating quality of life. By letting Canada hold America's farming inputs hostage, the U.S. has boldly reaffirmed its commitment to turning solvable problems into enduring economic nightmares. Perhaps next, policymakers might consider importing bottled water from the Sahara or outsourcing energy needs to the moon. After all, why settle for common sense when there's endless opportunity for complexity?